Hello, everybody. Welcome back to EduTap. Am I audible, visible to all of you? Am I audible, visible to all of you? Yes, good morning. Right. So, how to write answers I don't understand. I will request Abhiraj, you to talk to Jaskar and Sir once. Okay? So, book your strategy call and call Jaskar and Sir. Talk to him tomorrow. He will tell you that how you have to write an answer. He is an expert in descriptive writing. So, can you please explain Hansberg two-factor theory? We will revise it one time. So, full explanation is not possible because full explanation is done yesterday. So, you can watch the recording, but today I will revise it. Yes, yes, good morning. Too much good morning in the chat. Right. So, can we start with today topic of motivation part 2? So, can we start with motivation part 2? All of you. Right. So yesterday we had 62, 64 students, and today you can see the number. The number has drastically fallen down to very low number. And yes, this class is live streamed on YouTube also, just as a kind of a demo. So those who want to see that how the classes are done on EduTap, so you can take a demo on YouTube as well. But from tomorrow onwards, we will do classes in the paid batch only, not in YouTube. So let's start. But before I start, you know the customary process of my classes. This step is very, very important because we have to understand the importance of a smiling face. So, are you all happy today? Are you all happy? Yes? Cool. So, let's start with the topics. But before we move ahead, let's do a revision. Okay? Let's do a revision. Right? And this revision initiative is known as RRR. It's basically revise, revise, and revise. First of all, I will ask you multiple questions. So keep your fingers ready. You have to type very fast. Right? My very first question, define motivation. What is motivation? Is motivation a one-shot activity? Is motivation a one-shot activity? Hello? No, right? Motivation is not a one-shot activity. Rather, it's a process. Process of what? Process of initiating, maintaining, and guiding. Guiding what? Goal-oriented behavior. Agreed or not? All of you. Right, so motivation is the process of initiating, maintaining, and guiding the goal-oriented behavior. Then we discuss regarding willingness, intense efforts, and persistent efforts. Willingness is intrinsic or extrinsic? Willingness is intrinsic or extrinsic? Yes, willingness is intrinsic. Then we discuss regarding the intense efforts. Intense effort is basically the first effort which you will do. The initial effort, like it's a kind of a spike. Then comes persistent effort. Persistence effort is basically your discipline. Agreed or not? Hello, persistent effort is basically your discipline. Then we discuss regarding motive, motivators, and motivating. Tell me something which satisfy your need will be known as what? Something which satisfies your need will be known as what? Something which satisfies your need will be known as a motivator. Right? My need is known as what? My need is known as what? My need is known as motive. Right? So can I say for entire motivation process, need will be the starting point. Need will be the starting point. Can I say that? Yes. Right? So motive is basically your need, and this is the lacking part in you. Now you try to fulfill your motivation process so that this particular need can be satisfied. Now, motive, motivators, and motivating. What is this motivating? Can somebody define motivating quickly? Can somebody define motivating quickly? Yes, very good. Motivating is the journey or the process which starts from motive to achievement of motivators. Very good. Then we discuss regarding the process of motivation and some consequences. How many steps are there in the process of motivation? How many steps are there in the process of motivation? Yes, five. So basically, you have first the need. Second will be what? The need will create what? The need will create what? Tension. To satisfy this particular tension, you will do what? To satisfy this particular tension, you will do a GOB, goal oriented behavior, right? Then, once you are completed with your GOB, then you will ask yourself, is my need satisfied or is my need not satisfied? And what will be the last step then? What will be the last step then? Feedback, right? Feedback will be given in both the cases, but there will be some consequences. Will these consequences, like the negative side of the consequences, happen in positive feedback? Will these consequences happen in positive? No, they will happen in negative feedback. Now, what are these consequences? First is flight. Flight basically means what? To quit the field. If I say that it's my mistake only, I will try to take the blame on myself, then which kind of consequences I'm referring to? If I try to take blame on myself, yes, very good. That will be known as rationalization. Okay. And if I say that I am coming to the office, but I'm not interested anymore, it's like my heart is not connected to this particular job now. It's apathy, right? And then you have aggression also. Aggression can be done towards the source or it can be done towards your other different than source, like your family members and all. Agreed, everybody? Agreed? Right. Then we discussed regarding different types of motivation: positive, negative, basic, learned, and intrinsic, extrinsic. Tell me, if I say that I am looking good, I am looking good because I want to feel good. This is which kind of motivation, positive or negative? Yes, I want to become an RBI Grade B officer because I want to get a job. So it's a positive. I want to become an RBI Grade B officer so that I can remove poverty from my life. This will be negative. Right? Any other example which can you give me for negative motivation? Any other example which you can give me for negative motivation? Negative motivation. I can say like I want to go to the gym so that I can remove obesity for my life, get job to pay bills, yes, earn to pay bills, yes, right? Then we discussed regarding basic and learned motive. Which particular motive is common to animal as well as to humans? Which particular motive is common to animal and to humans? Basic, right? And learned motives are only found in animals, right? Learned motive is only found in animals. No, right? These are found in human beings. Can you give me an example of learned motive? Can you give me an example of learned motive? Learn motive, achievement, recognition, becoming a class topper. Then we discuss intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic is something which is coming from inside. Extrinsic is something is coming from outside. Like outside factor is pushing you towards your goal, so it's extrinsic. If your intrinsic, like if your willingness is pushing you towards the goal, then it will be intrinsic. I hope you agree. Then we discuss the world famous motivation theories. First of all, in motivation theories, we discussed regarding content and process. Content theories, give me the synonyms of content theories. Content theories are also known as traditional, they are also known as humanistic, they are also known as need based theory, right? So these are three synonyms of content based theories. And remember, content based theories focuses on one particular need of an individual. Once you fulfill that particular need of an individual, you tries to move ahead, right? Then comes the process. Does process also focuses on the need? Does process also focuses on the need? The answer is no. Right? Process focuses on why that particular need has been immersed in that particular person. So it's like a step ahead. Right? Now tell me in process, what is the other name of process theories of motivation? Yes, these are your contemporary or modern theories of motivation. Right? Now, first of all, in content, we have discussed regarding Maslow, Eldefer, Hansberg, McGregor, David McClelland, and instinctive. How many needs were given by Maslow? How many needs were given by Maslow? Extended Maslow. Extended Maslow has eight, right? Then we discuss regarding Eldefer. How many needs were given by Eldefer? Three. How many needs were given by David McClelland? Again, three. How many needs were given by this fellow, Frederick Hansberg? Frederick Hansberg has given you two. How many mental set were given by Douglas MacGregor? X and Y, two. Then came one more set, which was given by Theory Z, which was given by William Auchi. Right? And then we have instinctive theory. So this is what your motivation part one is all about. Let's discuss about each and every theory one more time. Now Maslow gave you five needs, right? So you have self-actualization, esteem, belongingness, safety, and physiological. Can I say that this is the hierarchy? Maslow defined this is an hierarchy. Yes, this is an hierarchy wherein level number one will be basic physiological and level number five will be self-actualization. Right? Now, if I say that I am referring to earn some, I would say benefit for future so that I am safe for future, then to which particular need I am referring to. It should be like I should not be craving for money in future. So it's my safety and security need. If I say that I need team acceptance, everybody in the team should accept me, then this is which particular need? Yes, level number three, social belongingness. If I say that I need recognition status from the society and from the people, then this will be esteem need, right? If I say that I need basic necessities to survive, then this will be level number one. And in the end, you have self actualization, which is like the topmost need. Like, how will you define self actualization, by the way? How will you define self actualization? Can I say self actualization is like becoming the best version of yourself, achieving the true potential? Yes, reaching to the true potential. Very good. Right? So that is self actualization. Now, as per Maslow, can I move up and down the order of hierarchy? No, I can only move up. So this arrow is telling you what? That you can only move up the ladder, right? As per Maslow, can there be multiple needs active at one particular point of time? Again, the answer is no, because only one need is present. So this one is telling you what? Only one need is active. And this upward ladder will follow only in upward direction, not downward. Then we remember the name of the person whose name was Great Hofstede. Great Hofstede criticized Maslow, or was he like a person who promoted Maslow? Yes, he criticized Maslow. He criticized Maslow because of the position of sex. Maslow kept sex under basic physiological need, which was incorrect. At the same time, there are some spiritual persons also. Where will you put these spiritual persons in the Maslow hierarchy? That was also not given by Maslow. Right? At the same time, some influential figures like Mother Teresa, you have Mahatma Gandhi. These people also will not be able to, I would what, uh, right? They were not able to put themselves in the Maslow hierarchy, right? Then we discussed regarding 5 plus 3. Can you tell me the three extra needs which was added in extended Maslow theory? Can you tell me? Yes, this is first is cognitive, then you have aesthetic, and then you have transcendence. But in the extended Maslow, if you see, in the extended Maslow, will there be any change from level 1 to level 4? Will there be any change from level 1 to level 4? No. Right? Tell me what is level 5 as per extended Maslow. As per level 5, as per extended Maslow, will be cognitive, wherein you try to research those things which makes your mind spark up, right? Your hobbies, your interest, all that stuff. Then you move to level 6 of extended Maslow. Level 6 of extended Maslow is what? Level 6 is aesthetic needs. Then you move to self-actualization, and in the last you have transcendence. Right? In the last you have transcendence. Transcendence basically means what? Transcendence basically means what? Hello? Helping others is like kind of achieving nirvana. It's kind of achieving moksha, right? So that is what your extended Maslow is. Then we discuss regarding L-Differ theory. Now, L-Differ theory can be done from this particular pyramid, right? We have existence, relatedness, and growth. Existence is the combination of level 1 and 2 of Maslow. Relatedness is level 3 of Maslow, and growth is level 4 and 5 of Maslow, right? And this theory was known by the name of ERG, existence, related, and growth. Tell me which particular need is most concrete as per ERG theory. Most concrete will be E, and the least concrete will be Least concrete will be G, right? And as per LDFR, can I come up and down the order? Can I move in the hierarchy flexibly? Yes. As per LDFR, there was one particular concept which explains this flexible movement. Can you name that particular concept which explains this upward and downward movement? Yes, frustrated regression. Frustrated regression. Can I say that LDFR also give the concept of satisfaction progression? Can I say that frustrated regression and satisfaction progression both were given by LDFR? No, right? Frustrated regression was given by LDFR. Who gave the concept of satisfaction progression? Yes, that was your Abraham Maslow. Right? So please remember satisfaction progression is the concept given by Maslow. Frustrated regression is of LDFR. Right? Then we discussed regarding another theory which goes by the name of David McClelland theory. In David McClelland theory, we discussed regarding influence, appreciation, and need of achievement. Right? In need of influence, what is the other name of need of influence? What is the other name of need of influence? Yes, need of power, need of power. Now, can there be two type of power? Yes, you have personal power, and the second one is what? Social power. Social power is also known as social power is also known as institutional power. Social power is also known as institutional power, right? Which type of power is desirable? Which type of power is desirable? Personal or institutional? Yes, very good. Institutional power. Personal power basically means that I will fight against you and I will try to win. But institutional power is everybody should have an orderly development in the company. Need of influence was very easy, right? You will try to take control on others, you will try to thrive in competition, high value and discipline. And this particular need can be used in your zero sum situations. What is zero sum? What is zero sum situations? Hello. What is zero sum situations? Yes, where only one party wins. Very good. It's like only one party is the winner, another party is a loser. There are no two winners, there are no two losers. Right? Then we discuss regarding need of achievement. Need of achievement basically is the person who will try to achieve excellent standards. Can I say that need of achievement will be working on high scale, high risk scale? Will he work on that particular situation wherein you have high risk? No. Will he work on that particular situation wherein you have low risk? No, he will be working in medium or a moderate risk, right? Then you have challenging work will be given to him. Will he entertain feedback? Will feedback matter to need of achievement person? The answer will be yes. Right? Then you come to need of appreciation. Need of appreciation is which need of Maslow? Need of appreciation is which need of Maslow? Level 3, right? So you have same like all that chit chat which you do in level 3 of Maslow will be carried forward over here as well. So teamwork, collaboration over competition, that is where you need of appreciation. Now suppose if I'm making my company on top level, if I have to keep a person, that person will have domination of which particular need in top level. In top level, I will need a person who is having a dominance of need of power. In middle level, I will keep a person who has the dominance of need of achievement, right? And in affiliation, I will keep a person who is dominated in the low level, right? So in low level, I will keep a person who is dominated by need of affiliation, right? Now, there is a logic in this particular image. Those who have attended my previous class of RRR, they should not reply. Rather, let other people reply. Okay. So I have given a different color for need of appreciation and different color for influence and achievement. Influence and achievement are in the slight pink, you can say, and need of appreciation is pure orange kind of stuff. What is the logic behind it? Think. What is the logic behind it? Why we are using good managers? Okay, Banu, you are going on the right track, but I need that perfect answer. Why we are putting need of influence and need of achievement in the same color, and for need of appreciation, we are bringing a different color altogether. Friendly? How friendly? Till now, Bhanu has given a like almost like a correct answer only, but not that perfect. Yes, effective. Remember, effective is the key term. So if you need, yes, Bhanu's answer was correct. Like if you see good managers or if you see effective managers, they will definitely have high need of influence and high need of achievement also. But they will have low need of appreciation. Agreed or not? Hello. Agreed or not? Remember. So this is why I have put different colors. Now I am just giving you one small more information. These three needs, they are known by three different names. Right? Social power is also known as institution, we know. Now, this formula you should also remember. Right? It's equals to MN. MN basically stands for manifest needs. So these three needs which were given by David McClellan, it can be called as manifest needs. It can also be called as learned needs. It can also be known as acquired needs. Right? MN stands for what? Manifest needs. LN stands for what? Learned needs. And AN stands for acquired needs. All are equals to. So they are like synonyms. Clear, everybody? All of you? Clear? So this completes our revision for the three theories of motivation. Now, let's move forward to Frederick Hansberg. Now, I am just writing again the quadrants 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me if I am intrinsically very, very happy. If I am intrinsically very, very happy, then in which particular quadrant I am currently working? Yes, one. If I am saying that I am extrinsically very, very sad, extrinsically very, very sad, then I am on four. Right? If I say that I am intrinsically unhappy, extrinsically happy, intrinsically unhappy, extrinsically happy, then it will be 2 and 3. Right? Now tell me that particular factor which deals with job condition, out of motivators and out of hygiene. Which particular factor deals with job conditions? Hygiene, right? Hygiene deals with your job conditions. Motivators deals with your job content. Motivators are also known as motivators are also known as hello. Motivators are also known as satisfiers, right? And hygiene factors are also known as maintenance factors. Satisfiers or motivators will motivate you intrinsically. Hygiene factors or maintenance factors will motivate you extrinsically. Which one will motivate you for a longer period of time? Which one will motivate you for longer period of time? Yes, motivators. Right? Now, let's understand their example. We remember this yesterday also that hygiene factor are like external to a job. Intrinsic factors are internal to the job, like achievement, recognition, work, responsibility, and advancement. Salary, policies, company key, interpersonal relationships, working conditions, job security are job hygiene factors. Right? Remember this, this is important. And then we discuss regarding the four situations which I have given you in homework. So, have you done this homework? Be loyal, right? Have you done this homework? Yes, very good. So we have four situations which come from these four different quadrants only, which we have already covered. And then we discuss regarding kita, kick in the ass. How many type of kita we have? Three. First is first is negative physical kita, right? In which you do all the dishum dishum. Then you do your negative psychological kita, wherein you try to play with your mind of an employee. You try to pass certain negative comments. And what is the last one? What is the last one? Positive kita. Positive kita means what? That particular kind of kita wherein you are just showing some positive side, but is there any positive thing in that particular positive side? No. Right? So it's like almost hollow, and there is no need to, like, you will not be able to give anything positive. Just a namesake positive stuff is given. Right? Then we discuss regarding theory X and theory Y. Who will follow carrot and stick approach? Who will follow carrot and stick approach? X. Who will be assuming that employees are very, very creative? Who will be assuming that employees are lazy? Who will be assuming that employees are full of innovation? Yes, X, Y, X, Y, right? Which particular style is good for long term? Which particular style is good for long term? Y. Which particular style is good for repetitive task? Which particular style is good for repetitive X, right? Which particular style is good when you have an assembly line production, assembly line, again X, right? Which particular style is good if you want to give your employees a concern like they should participate in decision making, Why, right? So this is what your Douglas MacGregor said. And what does carrot represents in carrot and stick approach? What does carrot represents in carrot and stick approach? Rewards. Stick represents what? Stick represents what? Punishment. Right? So this is what we have discussed yesterday. Theory X and theories Y. Douglas MacGregor X and Y theory. Right? And based on X and Y, we have another theory which was given by William Auchi, which was theory Z. Which two countries he compared theory Z में? Which two countries he compared? Japan and USA. Right? In Japan and USA, he was saying that USA managers learn from the Japanese manager. Right? In theory Z, what is the keyword? In theory Z, what is the keyword? Hello. Yes, brotherhood or bhaichara. Right? Now, in theory Z, there are multiple features, but all the features comes at the same point that there should be positiveness between the employees and the management of the company. Management as in like top people of the company. So you have a ringy system. Ringy system is like including everybody or excluding everybody while making a decision. This ringy system, I hope you remember what I'm right? It's including everybody. Then trust will be there, equality will be followed, right? This is what theory Z is. All positives, all loyal things will be there in theory Z. Then we discuss regarding the last theory, which is instinctive theory of motivation. In instinctive theory of motivation, we are all motivated by our instincts, right? Can we reach to the state of homeostasis? Wherein all our biological needs are met? No. So you are motivated to complete your instance so that you can go at that particular homeostasis stage, but that stage will never come. So it's like life ending, life cycle kind of concept. Okay, so this is what instinctive theory is. This is what X and Y is. And have you covered that homework wherein I gave you to cover the difference between X and Y? Hello? Good. Everybody, those who have done, I'm very proud of you. Now, then we discuss regarding the difference or the correlation between Maslow and Hertzberg. Can I say that my esteem also can be bifurcated into two categories, lower and higher? Lower esteem is intrinsic or extrinsic? Lower esteem is intrinsic or extrinsic? Extrinsic, right? And higher esteem is intrinsic. So esteem needs can be classified into two types. But when I say esteem, to which particular esteem I'm referring to? If I say just esteem, then I'm referring to the higher esteem only. And remember, your level 3, 4 Level 4 and level 5 of Maslow is motivator for Hansberg, and level 1, 2, 3 is basically maintenance factors for Hansberg. Right? I hope you agree. And then we discuss regarding lower order needs and higher order needs also. Right? Lower order needs again extrinsic, higher order needs are intrinsic. So as per Maslow, level 1, 2, 3 are extrinsic and lower order. Maslow is done, so your ENR or ERG is also done. Existence and relatedness are lower order needs. Then you discuss regarding David McClelland. As per David McClelland, which need is a lower order need? Which need is a lower order need? Only appreciation. Because over there, power and achievement will come under higher order need. So this is what this image is talking about. And in the end, these are the name of all the people which we have discussed. Abraham Maslow, Clayton Alderfer, Frederick Hansberg, Douglas MacGregor, David McClelland, William Auchi, Clark Hull, and Greet Hofstede. Clark Hull is associated with this homeostasis. The concept of homeostasis was given by Clark Hull. Right? Completed. All the revision done. Can we now move ahead to process-based theories of motivation? And by the way, was revision good? By the way, was revision good? So should we continue it in all the classes? Right? And this is where you see, yesterday we invested 2 hours, some 2 hours, 20 minutes to complete. But today we have just completed the entire chapter in just 20 minutes. Right? Now we are moving to process-based theories of motivation. So there are only two process-based theories of motivation, Vroom and Adam. Right? So it will just take like 45 minutes and then we will wind it up. But yes, one more question which comes to my mind is if I talk about pure content side, is Douglas MacGregor a content based theory? Is Douglas MacGregor a content based theory? No. Right? Remember that. Chaliye, now let's start with the process. Now, as the name suggests, first you listen to me carefully, okay? First you listen to me, and I will give you ample of time to ask your doubts. Chalo, so listen to me, I'm starting now. Process based theories, as the name suggests, these are process based. So over here, you will not see any specific need. Rather, you will see a process that how motivation is happening or occurring in an individual, right? The very first one is Victor Vroom. The full name is Victor Vroom expectancy theory. And the second one is John Stacy Adam, or simply John Adam. John Adam equity theory, right? So first let's cover Victor Vroom expectancy theory. Victor Vroom basically said that motivation can be defined as a formula. Motivation is not specific to a need, rather it can be defined as a formula. Formula of what? Formula of a product of three components: expectancy, instrumentality, and valency. Expectancy multiplied by instrumentality multiplied by valency. This is known as your motivational force. Higher the expectancy, higher will be your motivational force. Higher the instrumentality, higher will be your motivational force. And for valency, there can be only be three values, right? Minus one, positive one, and zero. So first, I will explain you what the hell this expectancy is. Now, in this particular question, my friend, or in this particular, I would say, situation rather, you ask yourself three questions. These three questions are related to the three components, which is expectancy, instrumentality, and valency. So the first question which you ask under expectancy component is, will my effort lead to high performance? Effort to performance. Effort to performance is the relationship shown to you by expectancy. Now, for example, you are currently preparing for RBI Grade B, right? All the efforts which you are doing right now, will you have a great performance in phase one, phase two, and interview? If your efforts are loyal, then definitely you will have a great performance. If you say this to yourself, will my effort lead to great performance? Then automatically you will say that yes, sir, my expectancy is very, very high. Because if you attend all the live classes, you are putting all the efforts. Effort means what? Even 1% of effort will be counted. Waking up in the morning, attending the classes, sacrificing some comfort in the morning. All these are efforts. So, will my effort lead to high performance? This is the first question which you will ask. Then you go to instrumentality. In instrumentality, my friends, you will ask yourself, will the performance which I have achieved, will it lead to the outcomes? For example, if you have a great performance in phase one, if you have a great performance in phase two, and if you have a great performance in interview also, will it give you the outcome? What is the outcome? Outcome is basically your goal. So if you have a great performance in all the stages, will it give you the job of RBI? The answer is yes. Will it give you the great performance in RBI? If you perform very, very high in all the phases, will you get the goal? The answer is yes. So in that case, your instrumentality will also be higher. And then comes valency. Valency is like the outcome, the goal which you are getting. Is this particular outcome valuable to you? Like, what is the relevance of that particular outcome to you? So think like this is again relate your examples. First, you are asking all the efforts which I am doing, will it lead to the performance? जो भी आज मैं मेहनत कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ, will it give me the performance? Performance as in like, will you have great marks in phase one, phase two, and interview? If the answer is yes, you will be motivated. You will be motivated. If I say performance, if I get good marks in phase one, I will move ahead to phase two. If I have good marks in phase two, I will move ahead to interview. And if my marks in phase two and interview are good, I will get the outcome also. What is the outcome? That job of RBI grade B. That job of RBI grade B. Right? So this job, will I get this if I have high performance? The answer is yes. Again, your motivation will be high. Your instrumentality will be high. And then you come to valency. In valency, you will ask yourself, the job which I have got, like job letter which I have got, is this relevant to me or not? If that particular job means a lot to you as in like you have full respect for that particular job, in that case, the value of valency will be plus one. Zero means you are indifferent. Indifferent as in like I am not that much happy also. I am not that much sad also. It's like I don't care kind of attitude. So it's like indifferent, right? So in that case, your valency will be 0. Then you come to minus 1. Minus 1 basically means that you want to avoid that outcome at all the cost. Like you will be saying, I don't want this job at all. So in that case, your valency value will be minus 1. Hello, am I able to explain it? Hello. So basically, if you see expectancy is what? Expectancy will result. Expectancy will link your effort to performance. Instrumentality will link performance to outcomes. Outcome basically is your reward. And valency will not link anything. The valency will just ask the outcome which you have got, is this important for you or not? If the outcome is important, then the valency will be plus 1. If the outcome is not important, it is like throw, like I don't want it altogether, I want to avoid it, then it will be minus 1. If you are confused, like you are not able to, like you are not able to have that face of smiling face also or sad face also, then the valency will be 0. Right? Now, if I ask you, as per motivational force given by Victor Vroom, can my motivational force become negative? Can my motivational force become negative? Hello. Yes, it can become, because if the valency value is minus 1, then the motivational force will be minus in the minus figures only. Like if I do 1 lakh into 2 lakh into minus 1 lakh, the product will be in minus only, right? So this is where this was a criticism of Victor Vroom, that how can a motivational force can be negative. Either you are not motivated or either you are motivated. If you are not motivated, then your motivation is 0. How it can be negative? So that was a criticism which we will cover up again today in the end. But right now, if you see, motivational force can be positive 0, or it can be negative also. Right? Now, if I ask you which particular factor, if I ask you which particular component from this three list which links your performance to outcome, then your answer will be performance to outcome. Performance to outcome will be linked by my instrumentality. Instrumentality. So, performance to outcome is my instrumentality. Let's take one example again in the organizational context. But I will advise you to remember your example, which I have given you for RBI. Right? Suppose Mr. Subu is working in the company. Right? So, as per Victor Vroom, we don't have any specific need. Rather, we have to see the process. Right? How this process will work, let's try to see it. He is asking himself the first question: will I be able to increase sales if I work hard? Will I be able to increase sale if I work hard? So, this working hard is what? It is his effort only. And the performance which he wants is that he wants to increase the sales. He wants to increase the sale. Now, if I say that yes, Mr. Subu, if you work hard, your sales will increase, then definitely Mr. Subu will be motivated. But if I say, Mr. Subu, even if you work hard, your sales will not increase, then he will be demotivated. Right? Now, by reading this particular line, which is, will I be able to increase sale if I work hard? Are you able to understand the outcome which this Mr. Subu is trying to achieve? Are you able to understand the outcome which he is trying to achieve? Let's try to decode it in the instrumentality stage. In the instrumentality stage, he is asking himself the question: will I get a promotion as a reward if I increase sale? Now tell me, if I have these three factors, working hard, increasing scales, and promotion, what is the outcome which Mr. Subu at the end is looking for? Hello, please tell me. Yes, he is looking for promotion. He is looking for promotion. So, this is the end result which he wants to have. Working hard is the effort. If he works hard, then he will get a performance. Performance is increasing scales. Now, performance will lead to award, will lead to a reward, or will lead to an outcome. Now, if he increase the sale, will he get the promotion? If the answer is yes, then his instrumentality will be high. If the answer is no, then his instrumentality will be low. Right? So, will I get promotion as a reward if I increase sale? This is what the question he is asking in the instrumentality. In the third stage, he will be asking himself, does promotion really matter? Does promotion really matter? If the answer is yes, then his valency will be what? Plus 1 or minus 1? Tell me. If I say that his valency, like if I say that promotion means a lot to him, then his valency will be plus 1. If I say that I'm still confused, I'm not sure whether promotion is good for me or not, so it will be zero then. But if I say that I hate promotion, then it will be -1, right? So the answer to these three questions will decide that what is the motivational force for Mr. Subu. Again, in process, we are not focusing on any specific need. Instrumentality, expectancy, and valency. These are not need. These are just these are just the components in the Victor Vroom expectancy theory. These are not the needs, right? Clear, everybody? Have you understood the basic understanding which we need to draw in this particular theory? It's like kind of more descriptive in nature. Descriptive as in like what will happen, right? Cool. Now, let's understand the factors which affect your expectancy, instrumentality, and valency. It's quite open. It's quite, I would say what common sense based theory. So let's try to read ahead. Now, first of all is expectancy. Expectancy is divided into like is affected. Expectancy is like affected by three factors. The first one is self-efficiency, the second one is goal difficulty, and the third one is perceived control. Self efficacy basically means the confidence on yourself. It's like my abilities. If I am having high self efficacy, then I am having a kind of a personality who believes in me. Like how many of you know about this person who break the mountain? Jitan Ram Manji. Do you know about him? Jitan Ram Manji, right? So he has a self efficacy that he can break a mountain and create a road between the mountain. राइट सो दैट इज सेल्फ एफिकेसी अपने ऊपर भरोसा इन हिंदी दिस इज नोन एज अपने ऊपर भरोसा सो दैट इज नोन एज सेल्फ एफिकेसी so if you do the efforts and will that effort leads to performance if your self efficacy is high will your expectancy will be high tell me if your self efficacy is high will you do more efforts to achieve the performance the answer is yes so higher the self efficacy higher will be the expectancy higher the self efficacy, higher will be the expectancy because you will give great efforts. For example, currently you all are having higher self efficacy because you are attending classes. But as soon as the time move ahead, finance will come, management will increase, your self efficacy will go low, right? So always try to have a higher self efficacy, right? Then comes goal difficulty. If I say that the goal which you are trying to look for has never been achieved by anybody else, for example, if I say that in next 10 days you have to go to the moon, you have to go to the moon and bring some moon dust for me. Now tell me, will you do the effort for this particular goal? Will you do the efforts for this particular goal? No, right? Because in this particular case, goal is very, very difficult. For example, if I say that from RBI Grade B, out of 1 lakh students who are appearing, only one student will be selected. Will you do the effort? The answer is again no, right? Because goal is very, very difficult, right? If goal is challenging, then yes, it's good. We can achieve it. But if goal is unachievable, you will not do the effort, right? So remember, if goal difficulty is very, very high, your self-efficacy will collapse or your expectancy will also collapse, right? So if my self efficacy is high, expectancy will increase. If my goal difficulty is high, my expectancy will reduce. I will not do the effort because goal is very, very difficult, right? Then comes perceive control. Perceive control basically says what? That are things under control of me. For example, once you purchase the course of EduTap, are things under your control? Teacher will start the live class, you can start and you can join it. You have summary sheet, you have quizzes, you have concept notes and whatnot, right? So you have things in control. Control means what? That yes, I am able to plan everything in a very sophisticated manner. I have things in control. So once things are in control, your efforts will again increase, and whenever your efforts increases, your expectancy will be sky high, right? Perceived control basically means that how good you are in controlling the factors around you. If you have no control on the factors, then definitely your efforts will be low. But if you have a greater control on the factors around you, in that case, your expectancy will also be very, very high. So just to revise, what is the relationship of self-efficacy and expectancy? Positive or negative? Please tell me what is the relationship between self-efficacy and expectancy, positive or negative? Hello? Yes, positive. What is the relationship between goal difficulty and expectancy, positive or negative? What is the relationship between goal difficulty and expectancy, negative? Right? And for perceived control, it will be positive. Right? Clear, everybody? Now we are moving ahead to instrumentality. Now, if I just ask you a very basic question, like talk about Mr. Subu again, who will decide that Mr. Subu will get a promotion or not? If he increase the sale, who will decide that Mr. Subu will get a promotion? Manager only or the company only. So therefore, in instrumentality, the trust over manager and the company policies plays a very, very important role. For example, if I increase the sale, I have done a super performance, right? I have worked hard, so my efforts are done. And through that particular efforts, I have done a super performance. I have increased the sales by 10%. But my manager was expecting 12% increase. Initially, he said to me that if even if you increase the sale by 8%, I will give you the bonus or promotion. But now he is betraying me. He is saying that my 12% target was there, not 8%. So if there is no trust between a manager and an employee, do you think instrumentality will be high or low? It will be very, very low. But if there is very high level of trust, if there is very high level of trust, then instrumentality will also be high. Why? Because the outcomes which you will get in the company are dependent upon a manager. They are dependent upon a manager. So if you have a good relation with the manager, or if you have good trust on the manager, manager trust you, you trust your manager, there is a kind of a theory Z environment. In that case, instrumentality will increase because I know if I do the performance, my manager will reward me. My manager will give the outcome which I'm looking for. Right? Company policy is also the same thing. If company policy says that nobody will get a promotion, even if you increase the sale by 50%, even if you increase the sale by 50%, nobody will get the promotion. So do you think instrumentality will be high? No, it will collapse again. Right? So company policies and trust, they definitely decides your instrumentality. In valency, who decides? Tell me, in valency, who decides that the value will be plus one, minus one, or zero? Who decides? Hello? Individual only, right? It will be decided by us only. So over here, you will not see any factors. And therefore, this particular theory says that we have perception. For example, what is the value of RBI Grade B job to you? Like, what is the valency for you if you get this job? No, no, tell me number. Positive, positive what? Positive one, right? But somebody who has already cleared multiple exams, like UPSC and all that stuff, for him clearing RBI Grade B will not a great job. He will say that it's a different job for it's a like a simple job for me. So for me, valency is zero in this case. But there are some people who will clear the job, but they will not accept the job letter, right? They will not accept the job letter because they hate RBI. So for them, it will be minus one, right? So this is where perception comes into the overall theory of Victor Vroom. Everybody will give the values of valency as per their perception. Clear, everybody? This is what the theory of Victor Vroom is all about, right? Now, understand the negative sides of Victor Vroom. First of all, your motivational force can entirely become zero or negative, which is not that much like seen in the real case. Have you seen anybody who is negatively motivated? Negatively motivated, I don't think it's the term itself, right? Either you are motivated or either you are like status quo, like it's like you are not moving anything. So how can a person can have a negative motivation? That was not explained by Victor Vroom. Moreover, in instrumentality, a lot of dependence is given to manager. A lot of dependence is given to manager. Why? Because my overall outcomes will come from manager only. So if this manager is donkey, then I will never be able to run from expectancy to instrumentality. So if this manager is kind of Hitler person, then definitely my motivation in the company will always be low, right? And then subjectivity. For example, the person who is eating this cake, somebody might find it tasty. Somebody might find it like, yuck, what I have eaten this. Because in valency, there is a perception which will come. Some people will give the value +1, some will give 0, some will give -1. So these three are the, I would say, what negative side effects on, you can say, criticism, not side effect, criticism of Victor Vroom expectancy theory. Sir, can it be -1 if they don't hate it just because they find it inconvenient, no strong feelings? Yes, it can be. Like, see, you have to read the entire case. If they are avoiding, then it will be -1 only. If they are avoiding, if they don't want the outcome, right? But they are confused that whether it will be good for me or not good for me, then it will be 0. So -1 means मुझे नहीं चाहिए. राइट अब मुझे नहीं चाहिए इट कैन बी बिकॉज ऑफ मल्टीपल रीजंस आई डोंट नीड इट बिकॉज ऑफ XYZ रीजन जीरो मीन्स आई एम कंफ्यूज शुड आई टेक इट और शुड आई नॉट टेक इट राइट एंड देन इट इज योर +1 आई नीड इट एट ऑल कॉस्ट क्लियर ऑल ऑफ यू हेलो ऑल ऑफ यू क्लियर that what we have done so far related to your, I would say, Victor Vroom expectancy theory. Right? So this completes one more theory of your syllabus. Now we are moving to one of my favorite Adam equity theory, given by the person whose name is John Stacy Adam. Right. Now, Adam equity theory is based on comparison. Comparison of what? Certain factors, which we call it as input and outputs. Right. So, Adam equity theory basically is based on two factors, inputs and outputs. Now, see, in your content theories, we were getting bored by reading the same need. Like what Maslow did, that is what carried forward was Eldefer. Maslow did the work, Eldefer copied it. David McClelland again made his theory kind of unique, but again, like appreciation is Maslow level 3 only. Hansberg did a good thing, but he made some complicated stuff. I would always say it's complicated because of the wordplay which he do. But if you see the real beautiful sense of reading motivation comes from process theory only. Like what we have seen in the Victor Vroom theory. This is true. This happens with everybody. Your efforts will define your performance will define your outcomes, and your outcomes can be valuable or invaluable or indifferent to you. Right? And in the same manner, Adam equity theory also is like very, very related. This theory is my favorite, right? Out of all the theories of management, specifically in motivation chapter. Now, first you have to understand the meaning of input and output. Input basically means what? All those factors which I am giving to the job. All those factors which I am giving to the job. So I'm giving my time, I'm giving my knowledge, I'm giving my, you can say, flexibility to the job. I'm giving my skills, I'm giving my English speaking skills to this particular job and whatnot. So input includes all those different things which an employee is giving to the company. In my case, the company is EduTap, right? So I'm giving my time, flexibility, tolerance, determination, enthusiasm, personal sacrifices, skills, and all of this to the job, right? Outputs are those things which I will get. The very favorite output for all of us is salary, right? But EduTap always gives me recognition. It always gives me the pride, right? So you can see outputs are all those different things which I'm getting from my job. For example, the job salary, job security, esteem, employee benefit, expenses, recognition, reputation, responsibility, and sense of achievement and praise. So these are all the things which I'm getting. Right? Now, Adam said that there should be fair balance between input and output. For example, if an employee is working 10 hours a day, but he is receiving a salary of just 2 hours a day, do you think he will be happy? Do you think he will be happy? No, right? He will be saying that I'm giving you more and you are giving, I'm receiving less. So this is not a good case. This is known as equity norm. Equity norm basically means what? That your input should equals to outputs. At all the cases, every time, a manager should make sure that inputs of the employee are is equals to output of the employees, right? And second one is social comparison. Social comparison is like I am comparing my input and outputs to somebody's else. Like I am checking my salary to the salaries of my colleague. So that is output being compared. You can again compare input and outputs also. Now, the person to whom you will compare in this theory is known as referent. It is known as what? Referent. Right? But I hope the basic understanding is getting clear to you that what is Adam equity theory. Adam equity theory is basically based on two pillars. First is equity norm and social comparison. Equity norm basically says what? Equity norm basically says that, sir, your input and output should be is equals to, right? There should be no greater or there should be no lesser side. It should always be equals to. Social comparison means what? That I will be comparing my input and outputs to somebody else. This is what social comparison is. Right? Now, see, once you read the theory, things will again become clear. Outputs can be defined as positive and negative consequences. Yes, there can be some negative consequences also. For example, punishment. If my company is giving me punishment that I was late on an office for 5 days, then definitely this is a kind of an output in the form of negative consequences. Outputs can both be tangible and intangible. Tangible basically means something which you can touch. For example, I can touch my mobile phone. I can touch this particular laptop which on which I am taking this class. So these are tangible, जिसको आप touch करके feel कर सकते हो, right? Physical presence उसका feel होगा. So that is tangible. Intangible is something which you will not see. You will just feel it, right? For example, if they are giving you sense of achievement, they are giving you praise. So can you touch praise? No, right? But you can feel it, right? If they are giving you responsibility, can you touch responsibility? Can you take responsibility in your hands? No, right? That is not possible. So basically, if you see responsibility and all these things are intangible, you can just feel it. You cannot touch it. Right. Now comes two type of inequity, not three. Actually, it's two type of inequities. First is overpaid inequity, and the second one is underpaid. Overpaid inequity is when your outputs are very, very high as compared to inputs. When one person feel his outcomes are more compared to his or her inputs. Remember, one situation, which is the best one, is input is equals to output. This is the best situation because in this situation only the equity norm will apply. As per this particular theory, if input is equals to output, this is known as the situation of equity. This is known as a situation of equity, right? But if I am saying overpaid inequity means what? That my outputs are very, very high as compared to my inputs. This means just apply a logic. I am getting a salary. I am getting a salary of 10 hours, right? They are giving me a salary of 10 hours, but my input is just 2 hours. So again, this is an overpaid inequity. I should get salary of 2 hours only, but I am getting salary of 10 hours. So this will lead to a situation of guilt. Guilt as in what? Like I will be like, my company is doing so much for me and I'm not able to give them back. So it's like guilt will come. Like see, guilt will not come in the initial time because we humans are like, aane do, if money is coming, let it come, right? But as soon as this problem is identified by your body, or if it is identified by your mind, then you will be like, yes, I think something is going wrong, right? After some days, you will be like, I have to go and tell my boss that this is not correct. I should get salary of 2 hours only and keep your excess salary which you are giving to me, right? So this will come under overpaid inequity. Underpaid inequity means what? Vice versa. Your inputs are very, very high as compared to outputs. Or you can say output is less as compared to input. Underpaid inequity means when a person feels his outcomes are less as compared to the inputs. Now, in this particular case, I am doing the work of 10 hours, but I am receiving salary of 2 hours only. Right? So this is like vice versa of point number one. In this, if this continues for very longer period of time, then it will lead to anger or dissonance. Dissonance means frustration, right? It's like anger. I will be like, this is the very bad company. This is not giving me the salary which I need. This is the worst company in which I am working because they do not value my work. So this is underpaid inequity. Underpaid inequity means what? That you are giving a lot of things, but company is not giving you anything. Clear everybody? What is overpaid and underpaid? Hello, do you copy? Right? So underpaid inequity and overpaid inequity. Equity is very, very easy. When your inputs is equals to output, so that will be your equity only. Right? So these are three type of inequities. Now, can I say that if I'm in case number one and two, my motivation will not be good? Not be good as in like it will not be on the level which I need. Agreed or not? If I am working in overpaid and underpaid, my motivation level will not be good. Right? My motivation level will be the highest in the case of equity only. in the case of equity only. Now, as per Adam equity, if you are into a situation of inequity, if you are into a situation of inequity, like your inputs are more than outputs or your inputs is less than output, these both are known as what? Inequity. These both are known as what? Inequity. Right? These both are inequity. If you have to move from inequity towards equity, if you have to move from inequity towards equity, right? So there are six ways via which you can move. There are six ways via which we can move, and this we will learn today itself, right? But right now, I just wanted to discuss the six ways which will help you to move from inequity to equity. Hello, all of you. Why equity is the best? If person achieves more than expected, wouldn't they will feel happier than guilt? No, that's what I said. In initial days, you can feel happy, but later on, as per human scenario, you will be like going into a situation of remorse. Remorse as in like company is doing so much for me and I am not able to give them. For example, take your case with parents. If your parents are giving you all the stuff, good course, good facilities to study, but you are not able to give them the output, you are not able to study, you are not able to give the marks, you are not able to top the rank, you are not able to clear the exam, will you be happy? Will you be happy? No, you will not be. So that will lead into a situation of guilt. If your company is giving you the salary of 10 hours, then your duty is to do a job of 10 hours only. Why you are doing a job of 2 hours only then? Right? If your company is giving a salary which is very, very good, then do the work now. Why somebody stopping you? Right? So that is what point number one is telling you. If you are into a situation of overpaid inequity, company is giving you salary of 12 hours or 10 hours, whatever the case is, and you are doing the work of 2 hours only. If you do not increase your input now, then definitely you will be in guilt. You will be like, shit, I am not able to give best of mine to the company. Right? Now, let's move forward to establishing equity. Right? This is where my topic is coming. How to establish equity? If you are into a situation of inequity, how will you move from inequity to equity? So there are six ways. These six ways, first let's cover. First is change of input and change of output. For example, if you see uh, change of inputs, right? Exert less efforts if underpaid or more if overpaid. You do not have to remember like word by word, just remember with the theme base, like just remember the overall theme. For example, if my outputs are more than inputs, or you can say my outputs are less than inputs, these both are in inequity. So if I have to bring myself in equity again, I will just decrease or increase any one point of thing. For example, if I go to the previous slide, if I am getting a salary of 10 hours and I am doing the work of 2 hours, if I have to be in equity, either I will decrease my outputs, I will ask company to give me less salary now, or either I will start working more, right? I hope you are able to understand that how your change of inputs and outputs can work, right? Is the first 2 points clear? Everybody. And by everybody, I mean all the students who are sitting in the class, not just two or three students, right? Then comes your distort perception of self, distort perception of others. Distort perception of self basically means that I am changing my perception about myself only. It's like previously I used to think that I am getting a salary of 10 hours, but I am doing a job of 2 hours. Later I believe no, I think I am doing the job of 10 hours only. So this is distort perception of self, right? For example, if I am getting 10 hours salary, but I am doing a work of 2 hours only, right? So my outputs are more than my inputs. My outputs are more than my inputs. In this case, if I say that yeah, I still think I'm doing the same work, but I'm not, this time I'm not increasing my inputs, by the way, right? I'm not increasing my inputs. I'm just saying that previously I used to think that I used to do 2 hours job. But no, the work which I'm doing is very, 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 very highly specialized work. Even if I'm doing two work, it's equivalent to 10 hours. Right? So it happens, right? You are distorting your own perception. You are telling to yourself that yes, I am the work which I'm doing is not just of 2 hours, it is of more hours. So again, you are back to equity. You are back to equity. I used to think I work harder than everybody else, but now I realize that I just work at a moderate pace. Again, over here, you are doing kind of what rationalization? Can I say that? Hello. In this particular case, can I say that you were trying to do rationalization, taking blame or taking the concern on you? Hello, all of you. Then comes distort perception on others. Distort perception of others means I was comparing my inputs or my input and outputs to somebody else. I was comparing my input and outputs to somebody else. Now, previously I was into the state of inequity. Now I have done distort perception of others. I am saying Mike's job isn't desirable as I thought. Previously, I used to think that Mike's job is very, very tough, right? It's very, very easy rather. Or you can take any case, right? Tough or easy. But now I'm changing my perception about Mike, not about me. For example, let's say my salary is 50,000, right? 50,000 and I'm giving 8 hours, right? So this is my output and my input is 8 hours. Simple, right? But now if there is some person to whom I'm comparing my situation, he used to get 60,000 and he also used to give 8 hours to the job. He also used to give 8 hours to the job. Now, I mean, again, I am into a situation of inequity. This time I am inequity as compared to some other person, not with myself only. Right? You are doing second parameter, like you see over here. The first is equity norm. This is where you are comparing your inputs to output. But in the second case, you are doing social comparison. So this time you are doing social comparison with Mike, right? Now, previously you were under inequity. Now you think that Mike deserves extra 10,000 because the job which he's doing is tough. So now again, you are into a situation of equity. So basically, in the fourth case, you are changing the perception for some other person. But in the first case, you are changing the perception of yourself only. Last two are very, very easy. Leave the field or quit the job. Can I say that this is flight? Hello. Can I say that this is flight? In leave the field, what happens? I don't care about input and output. I'm packing my bags and I'm changing the company. Simple. That is what your leaving the field means. Then comes choosing a different referent. Referent, I have told you, is the person to whom you compare your inputs to outputs. So previously I was comparing it with Mike. Now let's change it to Ram. Now let's change it to Ram. Right? So that is what your point number fifth is talking to you. Point number fifth is saying choose a different referent. Why you are going behind Mike? Go to Ram now. Now, how many kinds of referent can be there? There can be four type of reference which we will understand on the next slide. But are all the six ways clear to you? Hello. That how these different six ways can help you to establish equity. All of you. Right. Good. Now let's move to the type of reference. Right. So third, no. Distort perception of self means you are changing your perception. Your perception as in like it's my mistake only or it's my error only. मेरे से ही गलती हुई है. So that is what distort perception of self is. Right? Now let's move to what? Different type of reference. Now, for this explanation, I'm assuming that we have an employee whose name is Ram. He is currently working as an SBI PO. Okay? SBI PO. And I'm very sorry for my bad handwriting, but it's understandable, right? I hope it's understandable, right? So he is an SBI PO. He is working 8 hours. So his input is 8 hours and he is drawing a salary of 50,000. He is drawing a salary of 50,000. This is the case which I have assumed, right? Now, Ram, if he's comparing himself only, then definitely it's equity norm. But sometimes Ram can compare to multiple other people, right? Or he can compare himself also to his past. He can also compare himself to his past. Now, understand, these are the four type of reference. First is self inside, self outside. Self inside. Self inside means that Ram will compare himself only. Self means what? That I am comparing myself only. Myself. So that self. Self inside. Inside basically is denoted for the company. So self inside basically means that Ram is comparing himself inside the same company which he is currently working. What is the company in which he is currently working? Hello. He is currently working in SBI. I hope you are able to see that. Currently, he's working in SBI. So, if Ram says that I want to compare myself in SBI, this basically means that he was previously a clerk. Let's assume that he was previously a clerk, right? And in clerk in what? SBI only. Clerk in what? SBI only. So basically, what is happening over here is that Ram is comparing himself only to one of his past position, which he used to held in the same company. Have we changed the company? No. SBI, SBI, right? So it's inside. But Ram is comparing himself to one of his past situation. Clear? Then you come to self outside. Now again, will Ram compare again to himself? The answer will be yes. But this time he is comparing on the outside. Outside means that this time, let's say he is a clerk in Punjab National Bank. He is a clerk in Punjab National Bank. Right? So he is doing what? Self outside. He is comparing himself only, but outside the present company. Clear? Self inside basically means comparing yourself to past situation, but inside the same company. Self outside basically means comparing yourself or comparing yourself to to one of your past position outside the present company, right? Then comes other inside and others outside. Others inside may will Ram compare to himself? This time the answer is no, because I am comparing myself to some other person. Other person can be Sham, this case. Let it be Sham. Now, tell me, if I say other inside, if I say other inside, if Ram is comparing to Sham, if Ram is comparing to Sham, will we assume Sham working in SBI or will we assume Sham working in other company than SBI? Yes, we will take in SBI. So this is others inside. So I will be comparing, let's say, Sham, who is working as a PO again or clerk again to whatever situation it is. But this time it's other and inside the same company. Others outside, again, let's say that Ram is comparing with Sham, but this time he is outside. Outside means Sham can work in any other bank outside SBI. So it can be Punjab National Bank, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, and all that stuff. Clear, everybody, that what is four different reference to which our dear Ram can compare. Self inside, self outside, others inside, others outside. The first thing which you will see is self. Self means comparing yourself only, right? Inside and outside means whether it is in the same company or whether it's in the outside company. Clear? Hello, please tell me. Do not become a couchy potato. Please tell me. Yes. Now I am giving you one homework. Just read this theoretical stuff. This is the same stuff which I have told you. It will not take more than 2 minutes of your time. Okay, not more than 2 minutes. Now, moving to some new perspective of equity theory. Now, some people are benevolent. Benevolent as in, even if they have less of inputs, they will still work. Right? For example, those who prefer their input and output ratios to be less. To be what? Less. It's like I am a kind of a bade dil wala. Bade dil wala, I hope you know. Right? I have a big heart. So even if you pay me less, I'm still okay in your company. I will still work. So that is known as benevolent, right? Kind of theory Z wala person, right? Then you come to equity sensitive. Equity sensitives are those people who will not demand any inequity. They need equity at all cost. They need what? Equity at all costs. So your inputs will always be is equals to output if you are an equity sensitive. Then come your entitles. Entitles are greedy. These people always want to know more, 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 and more. So they will exceed. These are typically, I would say, what? Opposite of benevolent people. These are opposite of benevolent people. So greedy people are entitled because they need more input and outputs. Equity sensitives are imbalanced. Benevolence, you win. I am happy in that. Right? So that is what benevolent is. That completes your another theory of Adam equity. Hello, everybody, connected or not. Why I'm sensing that today the Josh or the energy in all of you is less. So let me ask a very famous statement. How is the Josh? How is the Josh? Hi? Cool. So this completes your 90% of motivation. Just some parts are left, so I will just complete and then wind up the class for today. Cool. But before that, let's answer some RBI Grade B Phase 2 questions. चलिए. Identify the framework developed by Frederick Hansberg. You don't even have to read ahead. It will be a two-factor theory. Right? So answer will be what? Option number B. In the field of motivation, which of the following is not a hygiene factor? हाइजीन फैक्टर नहीं है पूछा है. सुपरविजन, एक्सट्रिंसिक, रिकॉग्निशन, सैलरी, जॉब सिक्योरिटी और नन. Yes, recognition is internal. So it is motivator and not a hygiene. Right? Let's move forward. Next question. Okay, on YouTube I can see सुबह सुबह ही शुरू हो जाते हो आप सर. नींद नहीं आती है आपको. और यहाँ कोई है भी नहीं पढ़ने. किसे पढ़ा रहे हो? Right, so I can see some frustration. I don't know when the notification will come, sorry. So please answer yes. Which of the following is an assumption of theory Y manager? Yes, it will be option number D, because people seek and relish is basically an option which will be done by theory Y only and not by X. Next question. Please tell me. Yes, it will be option number E, right? Theory Y managers use carrot and stick approach. No, they don't use it. Theory Z was given by William Auchi. Yes. Incentive theory was biological and genetic programming as the cause of motivation. So this is also correct. So my answer will be three. And my answer will be E. Sorry, two and three. Next question. Which component of Victor Vroom expectancy theory explains the relationship between performance and outcomes? Which component of room expectancy theory explains the relationship between performance to outcomes? Yes, it will be performance to outcome will be instrumentality. But if I say effort to performance, if I say effort to performance, then it will be, yes, then it will be expectancy. Cool. Right? Now we are just doing some small topics, then we will wind up. Right? Now comes a very important difference between motivation and morale. Now see, the basic concept is that motivation is a singular kind of stuff. Singular as in like you will have a single person who is telling to you that he or she is motivated today. But if I say about a team, if I say about a team, then we will talk about morale. See, basic funda is that morale is like how a team is connected to a company. Simple. How a team is connected to a company, that is what your morale is. Because we are talking about multiple people. In a team, there will be no one person team. There are multiple people who will be there. Right? And then you go to the second, which is motivation. Motivation is like, today I am motivated. I will not say that my morale is high. Morale is the term which we use for a group of people. Motivation is the term which we use for an individual person. Right? So, this is the first point of difference between motivation and morale. Second point of difference, understand it very clearly. Suppose I have a team of five people. A is there, B is there, C is there, D is there, and E is also there. Right? These are the five people which I have in my company. Now, can I say that A morale is high? Tell me. Can I say that B morale is high? Can I say that A morale is high or B morale is high? No. What I will say, A is motivated today. A is motivated. So I will say A is motivated. So I'm writing plus. B is motivated today. C is motivated today. D is motivated today. And E is also motivated. Once everybody in the team is motivated, that means that the morale of the team will be high. That means that the morale of the team will be higher. Motivation results into higher morale, right? But let's bring another case. This time again, I have five people. A is motivated, B is also motivated, C is also motivated, D is not motivated, E is also not motivated. Now we have to talk about a group. Now we have to talk about a group. What will be the status of group? Will the morale of the group be high or will it be low? Tell me. Will the morale of the group will be high or will it be low? Why it will be high? Those who are saying high, why it will be high? It should be low, right? Because two people are not motivated in your group. Why it is high? Simply because majority of the people are motivated. Yes, majority is high. So still you will say what? That the morale of the group is high. But please understand, when I am saying morale of the group is high, does it means that everybody in my team is motivated? When I say morale of the group is high, does it means that everybody in the group is motivated? No, right? So I can say this. Remember, this is a very fundamental thing. When everybody is motivated, when everybody is motivated, the morale of the group will be high. The morale of the group will be high. But if the morale of the group is high, that does not mean that everybody is motivated. How many of you agree with this? How many of you agree with this? Hello. Agreed? Morale is basically related to a group. Motivation is individual. Now think as a manager. Think as a manager. Socho, what is more important for you? Should you go for higher motivation or higher morale? What is more important for you as a manager? Higher motivation or morale? Or rather, I should reframe my question like this. What will be a priority for you? If I say to you that you have two things to choose, motivation and morale, what will you choose as a manager? Weber is saying motivation. Some are saying morale. See, the correct answer will be motivation. Because if everybody in the team is motivated, then morale will be a byproduct, right? Let's say I am a manager. I am looking for, I am making sure that I have to increase the morale of the group. Now, morale will automatically increase if the motivated employees are there in your team. So you always look for what? As a primary concern of a manager, my concern will be what? That I have to increase the motivation of my employees. Once the motivation of my employees are increased, once the motivation of my employees increased, morale will be a byproduct. Agreed or not, all of you? Agreed or not? Right? So this is what you have to understand. Let's take one more case. If all the employees in my companies are motivated, can I say that their productivity will also be high? Productivity means उनकी काम करने की क्षमता, right? Their ability to do the work is productivity. For now, you can just remember it like this. Can I say that if everybody is motivated, then productivity will be high? Yes, obviously, right? But if I say that morale is high, when morale is high, either people can be motivated in your team or either they can be demotivated also. So, can I say that if the morale is high, people will always be productive? People will always be productive. No, because in this case, if you see, A is motivated, so his productivity will be high. B is also motivated. C is also motivated. But D and E will not have great productivity. So we have to make certain rules right now. Please remember this. What will be a primary concern for a company? You only tell me. What is a primary concern? What will be primary responsibility of a manager? Motivation, not morale. Right? So even if you see the difference over here, motivation is concerned with the need of an individual. Motivation is concerned with the need of an individual. See, clearly written individual, right? And if you see in the next part, morale is related to a team. Morale is related to a overall attitude of a group. Group means team only, right? Higher motivation will always results into higher productivity. Higher motivation always results into higher productivity. But higher morale might not always lead to higher productivity. Agreed or not? Because if the morale is higher, some people will be motivated, some people will be demotivated. You have to go and check the motivation level of an employee individually. and you come to know that two employees are not motivated, but your entire majority of the group is motivated, therefore you are saying that the morale of the group is high. But will that result into higher productivity? No, it can or it cannot be. But if you have higher motivation in your company, productivity will surely increase. But if you have higher morale, it can increase or it can not increase also. Right? Clear everybody. First 2 points. Hello. Clear everybody. All of you. Right. Now let's come to what higher motivation often results into higher morale of the employees. Higher motivation often results into higher morale of the employees. Why? Because once you are motivated, your morale will obviously increase. Higher morale does not necessarily result into greater motivated employees. Because again, if you are motivated, then morale is a byproduct. But if you are having higher morale, again, some people can be there in your company who are not motivated. So if you see motivation wins as in that if you increase the motivation, morale will be a byproduct for you. Motivation requires a primary concern, primary responsibility. Higher morale is a secondary phenomena. Secondary phenomena as in like not that much priority. If we have a primary concern as motivation, if employees are motivated, their morale will automatically increase. Clear everybody, all of you. Hello, that how to link motivation and morale. Now, let's see some effects of higher morale. Higher morale basically means over here, higher morale means that team is committed to the company, right? Team is committed, right? And whenever I say higher morale, you have to assume that majority of the people are kind of connected to the company. It can be the case that all the people are connected or majority to hona hi hoga, tabhi you will say higher morale. Now, once the higher morale is there, then definitely there will be a teamwork, commitment to the company will come, healthy and safe work environment will be followed, effective communication, increase in productivity के आगे आपको might भी लिखना होगा. Increase in productivity might be. Okay. Greater motivation again might be. Again might be. Now, when they are making this paragraph, when they are making this paragraph, they have assumed that all the people in the team are greatly motivated, therefore higher morale will obviously follow. But you, as a student of management, know that if you are writing an answer, then you have to write might be over here. Or if you want to avoid it, you can avoid because this is journal, right? But if you are going into an MBA exam, then you have to write an might be or a greater motivation might be because morale is not like 100% case. Then low morale basically means that everybody in your team is not being connected. So greater grievances, higher rate of employee absenteeism or turnover. Absenteeism or turnover means people are not coming to your company. And by the way, what is high? Low morale. Low morale means that let's say, let me ask you only. If I have this time, let's say, where is my marker? I think I have lost my marker on the screen. Where it is? Yes, here I suppose. Let me change this color. Now let's say I have three employees, A, B, and C. A is not motivated, B is also not motivated, only C is motivated. What will be the status of morale of the group? What will be the status of morale of the group? Hello. It will be low only. It will be low only. This is what low morale means. Right? This is what low morale means that the team is having very low morale. Right? Or it is also possible that C is also demotivated. In that case, also you will say that morale is not good. So it will lead to dissatisfaction, poor working conditions, frustration, decrease in productivity, and lack of motivation. Clear everybody what is high morale and low morale consequences. Cool. Now, if you want me, I can explain you further about morale and productivity. Or if you want, I can avoid also. Although this topic is not related to your syllabus, but still I have brought it because this is given in your summary sheet or in your concept notes. If you want me, I can also explain. Otherwise, we can improve. We can remove this. What is this doubt? Second, morale influence individual motivation. Morale influence individual motivation. Like A and B's low motivation affecting C motivation. It can. Actually, for this, you have to read the personality wala chapter. Right? Because what happens if your company is having people who are highly motivated, then even a lazy person will become motivated. right? So it can happen. The answer to your doubt is yes, right? Now, should I explain? Chalo, I will explain. Right now, I told you that when it comes to morale, there can there can be an increase in productivity or there can not be increase in productivity. For example, again, take the case of three employees A, B, C, A, B, and C. If I say that they all are motivated, morale of the group will also be high. So this means that higher morale can result into higher productivity. Like this is a possible case. This is not like definite. In this case, morale was high. So I will say that yes, everybody is having individual motivation also that is leading to higher morale. And if higher morale is leading to the case, then definitely productivity will always be high. Right? In at least in this case number like one, two, at least in this case number two. Now, see, low morale, low productivity. What if I say that everybody is demotivated? Once they are demotivated, the morale of the group will also be low, right? Morale of the group will also be low. So their productivity will also be low. So these one, two, three, and four. Fourth and the second case are very easy to understand. But you have certain exemptions in case number one and three. Let's first understand first one. High morale and low productivity. Certain times, even if the morale of the group is high, let me erase it so that, yes, I was on this particular point. That even if sometimes what happens is higher morale can result into lower productivity. How this can happen, or even vice versa can also happen. Low morale, high productivity. Now, this case happens when the people are kind of talkative in nature. I am coming to the company just to make relationships. Just to make relationships. Now, what will happen? I am coming to the company just to fulfill my need of appreciation. Now, in this case, I am coming to the company on regular basis. I am committed to the company on regular basis, but I am not focusing on productivity. I am just coming to meet my friends. So in this case, what is happening is I am having still morale. I am having higher morale, but still my productivity will be low. Still my productivity will be low because I am driven by need of appreciation or need of level 3 of Maslow or relatedness needs of Eldefer, right? And this happens in your company at low level. People are having higher morale, but their productivity is very, very low. Why? Because they are just coming to the company for doing chit chat, and chit chat. Sometimes it happens, right, that you are going to your office just to do time pass, just to do time pass. So this is where high morale and low productivity looks good, right? Looks good as in that it is a kind of a scenario. So therefore, whenever we try to link morale and productivity, we cannot say one relationship will exist. We cannot say that there is one single relationship between morale and productivity. There can be four different relationships. What is the last one? Low morale, still high productivity. Can you think that how this case will be possible? Think from the theory X point of view. Think in theory X, will the employees of the company be happy? Tell me. In theory X, will the employees of the company happy? No. Your manager or a leader is a very, very rude person. He is a kind of a theory X manager, right? So in theory X manager, your morale of the team will obviously be very, very low because you are not connected to a leader. But if you do less work, then punishment will follow. So due to that particular, I would say punishment ka fear, your productivity will be high. Hello, agreed or not? Talk to me regarding this. Talk to me regarding this. Right, it can happen, right? Due to the, I would say what, due to the punishment which I will get, due to the punishment which I will get, I will try to increase my productivity. I will try to increase my productivity, right? So in this particular case, if you see, my friend, even if low morale is there, high productivity can still follow. And in all the different cases, we are just taking a different side of an employee, that how it can happen. But in the case of motivation, whenever I say higher motivation, higher productivity will bound to follow. In motivation and productivity, there are no sub cases which you have to understand. But in your morale and productivity, you have to understand these four cases, although they are not that much important for your exam. And this is kind of MBA level, which you don't have to study that much. So can in the first quadrant be related to low skill of an employee too? Yes, low skill of an employee too. You are having low productivity because your employee has lesser skill, but he has the, talkative kind of thing. He has like good, I would say what way or good way to make friends. So he's coming to the company to make friends, but he does not have the skills to do the work. So this is what your morale and productivity is. Last topic of the class, reward and incentive. Now, although reward and incentive look same, but at management there is a difference between them. Now, incentive is something which is already predetermined. Already predetermined. Predetermined means what? That I have announced. Those who increase the sales will get an increment of 2% of their salary. So this will motivate my employee, right? That I have to increase the sales so that I can get an increment of 2%, right? But what is reward? Reward is like somebody has done some exceptional work. They have increased the sale by 12%. In this case, I will give a reward. Reward is like not given to everybody. Reward is given to only those people who perform extremely well. Incentive is what? Which is given to everybody who is above the standard. For example, if I say to all of you, if you clear RBI Grade B exam, then I will personally come to your home to congratulate you. This is the incentive which I am giving. But if you get all India rank 1, then I will give you a cash reward of 1 lakh rupees. So this is what reward is. Reward is if you have done something world class, then you will get an extra reward. Incentive is something which will everybody will get. Right? So this is what your, I would say, difference between reward and incentive is. Reward is already understood as a prize given to someone so as to recognize the employee's hard work or achievement. Incentive is something which motivates, encourages an employee to achieve something. A tangible item that is given to congratulate and success on an achievement. Motivation factor designed to desired behavior. Like this is all blah blah which they have written. I have told you that how the main thing works. Reward is given on some extraordinary performance. Incentive is like regular kind of thing. Okay. Nature retrospective and forward looking. Forward looking as if announced in the first stage only. Retrospective is like you first do the performance, then I will give. Yes, medals given in the competition versus chocolates given in the class quiz. This is also correct. Chocolates everybody will get, so that's an intensive. But if you come first, then you will get a reward. How many of you remember regarding this particular drama of participation certificate? I hope you remember. Like, if you take part in any competition, we used to get participation certificate, right? So that participation certificate is an incentive. But if you come first in the competition, if you come first in the competition, then you used to get a trophy. So that is a reward. Clear? Predetermined. Reward is not predetermined, right? Because it will be given to you only when you do a performance. But your incentive is determined because everybody will get a participation certificate even if you come last, right? So that is what incentive is. That completes my class of today, and we have completed two chapters in your course, Motivation Part 1, Part 2. But yes, my friends, if you are happy, then please share your feedback on hello@edutap.co.in. In feedback, you can tell that how the classes are going. Are they going on the right track or not? Clear, everybody? Or are you enjoying the classes or not? Or if there is any constructive feedback like, am I teaching correctly or not? Is the speed high or not? Whatever. Like, see, don't give feedback on writing. Come on. I know my writing is bad, but I'm trying my best. Okay, but any other feedback is welcome. Cool. Any doubts or should I wind up? Any doubts? So, where to practice quant and reasoning for SBIP or even higher? Give mocks, right? Take book of Arun Sharma and you can practice. Kindly take all finance classes. Finance classes will be taken by me and Jaskaran. Yes, PPT I am giving. Wait. Descriptive question from tomorrow onwards. I will bring a specific descriptive question for all of you. Don't worry. I have this thing in my mind. So I will let you know. Okay? Chaliye. Cool. Bye bye. Have a great time ahead. And please keep studying. Exam is not that far. You will definitely see that how quickly the time passes. Sir, I'm used to take noting notes. You should study through summary sheet. Like if summary sheet says you can study, then also it's a good thing. So don't make notes because that will waste a lot of your time. Rather use summary sheet and the material which we have provided to you. Okay? Chaliye ji. That's it. Have a great time ahead. Tomorrow, same time, we will meet with a different topic. But we will revise and then move ahead. Bye bye.